Ghoncheh, I want to hear your thoughts about this because at some level, when the internet is limited, information also then trickles out, right? And that information is not always verified. So I imagine at some level that the Iranian authorities may be hitting themselves over the head with a hammer, where their argument is that, no, this is misinformation, such as what they've said about the Reuters investigation and that number 1,500 that Reuters is talking about the death toll in these protests. So if that is their argument, why then continue to limit the internet and the flow of information?
Well, the situation has become like a double or a doom loop. So we've got the maximum pressure campaign, and the idea is to deter that campaign. So any sign of weakness on behalf of the Iranians is a testament of the success of the maximum pressure campaign. So the idea is to withhold information, not to prevent the protesters from organizing themselves, but as a method of preventing the outside world from seeing any sort of success of the maximum pressure campaign.
Okay, so then let's talk about the maximum pressure campaign, I mean, because that's something that I feel isn't spoken enough about, right? Where we're talking about the root causes here being economic. So when that fuel price hike happened, sure, it may have been done in a fashion, it probably could have been done, I should say it this way, in a better fashion by the government. But nevertheless, there hasn't been this contextualization of, listen, this is all happening because there is also this U.S. maximum pressure campaign, at least in international media, to the extent that I feel it should be. Why is that, do you think? Is it as simple as just saying it's mismanagement within the country?
Well, first of all, Iran doesn't have the best PR when it comes to delivering information or details about what's going on in the country. I think they feel that it's just futile anyway, because the balance of misinformation or propaganda against Iran is so heavy that there's really no point in trying to portray Iran in a better light. The fact is that this fuel price hike policy happened overnight almost. I mean, it was deliberated over a period of time, but it was just implemented overnight with little or no consultation with the people. So in that sense, it had an impact that nobody was expecting. On the other hand, yes, part of it has to do with the pressure of the sanctions, part of it has to do with just the country's general isolation, but Iran has certain structural issues when it comes to the economy that it has to work out by itself. So I don't want to just simply blame this on sanctions, because Iran is also progressing, developing economically, politically in its own way, on its own path. But definitely the sanctions have had some impact on Iran's just general well-being, as you know, surely.